Another day, another dollar.
Paid another dollar. I got to do a class today. I got to take. Well, I got a couple of classes to take for my license.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I for the first time in I don't know how many years, I'm not taking any classes in December. I'm always usually doing that. So
Yeah.
yeah, feels good for the first time.
Yep. I hear you. I've got one to take. I'm gonna do it. My wife and I both have to take it, so we're gonna do it together here. Right, noon today. Hello, Sean.
Hey, brother. What are you doing today?
I got to take a class for my license.
That's what I thought you were referring to.
Yeah, just I've got a couple classes I got to get done before the end of the year. I want to get them done this week because my
Yeah.
daughter gets here next Tuesday. She's flying in, her and her husband from Wisconsin, so she'll be here for a week
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
Christmas. And I don't have to do anything while she's here. Whatever,
I hear you on that one, brother.
knocking it all out. So, where are you at?
I'm here at my house. I
Oh,
just
are you
sit.
okay?
Yeah, I got the fire behind me.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice.
Toasted
Yeah,
fire. Got the Christmas tree. Just stepped out, getting here a little toasty.
there you go.
Feels good. I mean, it's
Good,
still warming
good.
up. It's getting up. This is crazy. Good. My father-in-law's been here for 20 something years. He said, Sean, our average price right now should be, our average, I've been on Zooms, our average temperature should be around about a high of 30. Dude, we've been all week like 43 to 49.
No, it's been.
What
I
the
mean, it
world?
was 67 here yesterday. You know.
Yeah, I was down in Manitou 2 days ago. I had to run down real quick. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
crazy. It
yeah.
still feels
It's.
like almost spring. Love it though.
I'd
Totally
love a
love it.
white Christmas, to be honest.
I'm with you, brother. Same. That's what we're
It's
talking about.
not going
Just
to happen this year.
it's not looking like it unless the forecast changes. Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
see it either.
yeah. Really windy today. They're saying down here. We're supposed to get like high winds. I know.
Same here.
Jason, I forget. And Jason, you're in. You say
South
Highlands
Denver,
Ranch.
Highlands Ranch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Yep.
Is that Colorado Springs area, or where's that at?
No, just south of Denver, right south of C-470.
Gotcha,
Yep.
gotcha.
Where
There's,
are you at, Sean? Are you
I'm up
Colorado
here in the
Springs?
mountain. Yeah, are you near familiar with Buena Vista?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I'm 15 minutes from there. It's called Ranch of the Rockies. A little
Oh
area up here
yeah.
in Hartselle, but the big neighborhood's called Ranch of the Rockies. About 15 minutes from Buena.
Yeah, I definitely know Ranch of the Rockies. I used to have a property in there on Sulky Court.
Really? So, what was
Yeah.
the reason you sold it? Did you live up here, or just came up in the summer or something?
Yeah, I lived up in Park County for that's kind of where I started. After I went to school, I got my license in 90 or in 2000, and then I ended up starting up in Park County, and I've been working up there for the last 25 years. I had I actually opened a brokerage in Alma, Bristol Cone Realty, and prior to that, I was with a company called Jefferson Real Estate. You probably know them. Very small operation,
Yeah.
family run operation, and so yeah, I had a property. I bought a vacant piece of land in Ranch of the Rockies and ended up selling it because I was just trying to figure out where I wanted to build and move and all that. So I've done a lot of building and yeah, pretty area.
It's funny because I hear kind of the opposite. Almost everybody I bump into that lives up here had lived down in Denver and Colorado Springs and were like, wait until the kids get out, whatever. And they all just wanted to get out of the hustle and bustle and live up here where things, a little bit more laid back,
Yeah,
relaxed. Yes, I just was at dinner with some folks last night. Another guy that, so I've heard there's so many stories of people like when they were younger, or let's say their late teens, early 20s, and they happened to come up around this area when they were little and decided at that time, man, if I ever get to the point, I want to come up here and retire. I was with several of them last night, same kind of scenario. And people are like, you'd want to live up there at that height in the cold. And well, I mean, you really get what, 3, 4 cold months? Other than that, it's freaking gorgeous.
oh, it's absolutely stunning. I just built a house in Indian Mountain. I got my CO in 2023, and
Where's Indiana Mountain or Indian
Indian
Mountain?
Mountain is just north of Ranch of the Rockies. You know where Elkhorn Road is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just right off Elkhorn Road, right at the fire station.
Very cool. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, it
So,
definitely beautiful area up here, no doubt. We love it.
man, definitely. Well, that's really cool. I know exactly where you are. That's an awesome spot.
Yeah, so are you still buying and selling up here in this area, or you just mainly focused down where you're at?
I had to go through I went through a divorce in 2010, and so my ex-wife and my kids went to Denver, so I followed them, and so I am definitely working up there still. So I'm working there and in the Denver metro area all over. So
Very, very cool. Well, if you ever get into the attraction side and you still have contacts up here, if I can help you, let me know. Like if I
okay,
need to, meet with someone with you, something like that, be more than happy to help.
okay, terrific. And you're working primarily in the mountain area then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mainly on the attraction side.
Oh,
Obviously, I'm no
attraction. Oh,
longer in
I see.
production. So if I'm just saying you were up here for a while, you've been around this area, you know agents. If I
Yeah.
can ever help you up in this area with an agent that you're like close to, friends with, and they're just curious kind of what's going on over here, let me know and I'd be more than happy to help.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I'm trying to get my head around all the vocab and kind of a different approach to building a business. So I
Yeah.
appreciate your
When
patience.
and I forget you said yesterday, Jason. When did you move to EXP? How long ago?
Literally like 4 days ago.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Brand new. Okay.
And
Yes,
who brought you in again? Who's your sponsor?
Kelly
Kelly.
Fafferman.
Okay. Gotcha. That's right.
She and
Very
I have been in touch for, I think, 7 years now, and she's just been fantastic. Stays in touch and checks in. And I was like, I had made contact with a couple other agents at EXP, and I don't know how the system worked, but I was like, I did talk to Kelly over in the past, and so I was like, yeah. After that kind of investment, I was like, I got to stay with her.
Do you mind me asking your reason for coming over? I think you told me this the day before. Does the funnels have a lot to do with it? Is the overall camaraderie, the people here? What were some of the main reasons you made the move?
Yeah, I like the agent attraction component, the revenue sharing. I've never done anything like that, so definitely new. But after doing it for being in the business 25 years now, it's like I'd like to know kind of a different approach. I have a lot of information to share with respect to just being an agent and running a business and yeah, I definitely am looking for more of a structured system so I can basically share that with other folks too.
And is part of that system the funnels? Is that something also that helped kind of pull you?
That was definitely attractive. Yeah, I'm interested.
One of the things I would tell you, come when you can, come on Mondays and Thursdays. That's when we're
Okay.
doing the agent attraction trainings. All those are recorded and put into the on our YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
Thursdays is just like Q&A, with Kelly and Eric usually lead that. Sometimes others of us will be in there as well. But that's just a great place to learn. It's scripts. It's like everything we do. We have scripts for FISBOs and expireds and new leads and internet leads and sign
Yeah,
calls and
absolutely.
scripts. So it's the same kind of thing with that. But we teach
Okay.
on that. And then Mondays we always bring in like one of the top attractors in the company, somebody who's done well, and Sean usually interviews them, and it's just like what's working for them. You'll just pick up nuggets and ideas, different things. But it's a great thing to add here because it's just another way. It could an extra 1,000 a month, an extra 2,000 a month, an extra 5 or 10,000 a month. I mean, it can be whatever you want to make it be, and that's nice when that just you start getting that passive income like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. No,
yeah.
I love that idea.
So, any questions specifically, Jason, as far as that we could answer while we're on here? I'll get around to everybody in here if anybody can throw out questions, guys. This and just every Wednesday we do this. It's just we don't know where we're going to go. Last week
Okay.
we ended up the whole thing was pretty much on funnels, and it was awesome. It was really really good. But it's kind of like I don't know. We've had questions in here on home inspections, and here's something that came up in an inspection notice. How would you guys handle this? Here's a marketing question. We get all kinds of stuff here. So on
Yeah,
Wednesdays, we don't know where we're going. It's just good to be here and connect and,
awesome.
anything we can help with. Sometimes new agents, it's just like this barrage of information you're trying to figure out how to, climb through, whatever.
That's
And so,
that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, like I said, I'm a seasoned agent, but I'm completely new, with the program, and I'm supposed to meet with Kelly at 11 and do our onboarding, and I was on the call yesterday with Nick Krem, and wow, what a fantastic call that was. And so I'm really curious about I need to pick my CRM, and I'm curious to know if I kind of embrace that the package that he's got, which is intriguing to me just because I've been following AI for a while.
Hmm.
Uh, kind of got into the weeds. I'm wondering if he has a CRM that he recommends. That's one of them that EXP is offering.
Yeah.
Just to
And you
save
could
my.
check with him. I don't know if he has one specifically that he would recommend. I know, I mean, it's funny because we all had KV Core.
Okay.
Since we got here, we've had KV Core, which changed over to Bold Trail, a few months ago. Same
Oh,
thing
okay.
now. Just back, I think it was June of this year. They now have 3 CRMs that you can pick from. They do have trainings on the EXP YouTube channel for all 3 of them. We
Okay.
do have a course that we partnered up with a guy, Anthony Robinson, who's just a KV Core Bold Trail expert, and he has a really good course to walk people through. You know, that's the one. It's the one I recommend just because it's the one that I am most familiar with. I just don't know the other 2.
Sure.
So anyway, not a big deal on that, but you pick whichever one is best for you. There is
Do you
training.
mind?
The
I
best
have
CRM is the one you
used,
use. Yeah,
I
Katya.
have used, yes, I have used several with different brokerages that because Remax changed like 3 times
Hmm.
their CRMs. And Bold Trail, so KB Core for me is the best. It's complex, but it's when you get it, you understand the dynamic, and it's easy to work. And with AI, and you can use all those components on the drip campaigns. So
Okay.
Cool.
I will,
It's the one that I use. It's the one
yeah,
most of us use, just because it's been
uh-huh,
here the longest.
Okay.
Whatever. But
yeah,
definitely
and
worth
I
looking into.
and has improved a lot from the last 15 years that KB Core is on the market.
Mm.
Has improved a lot. So yeah,
Terrific. Thank you. And how do
Definitely.
you how do you pronounce your name? Katia or
Katia.
Katia?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. Nice to meet you. I'm Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, may I ask? I had a doctor appointment yesterday. The AI, just is there any 1 or 2 things that I mean, I can go back and watch it, but is there 1 or 2 things you're like, oh my gosh,
You're
that
gonna
was
have to
awesome?
watch it. I'll tell you, it was really really good.
Really?
Yeah, he did share this right here, which is good. It was all about just ways to be found now, like with searches, because people are using AI to search for realtors, search for homes, like all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. So he gave us this right here, which is just a really good, like, I mean, literally just, create a task for every Monday at 8 a.m. And it's just like, you can go in and like, it'll tell you, like, here's the questions that people are asking in your market, and then how to answer those things so that you get noticed in the search and different things, just like, and content stuff. I mean, there's just this whole thing here. You literally just copy and paste this and you can put it into your chat GPT, whatever, and it'll spit all this out. This old triple engine upped, whatever, helped write me a blog. Like he literally just, I think, I got to go back and watch it myself. I forget, this was creating a task. He did this for a blog. Do you remember, Jason, how he did this? What did he do with this?
Yeah,
I think maybe you remember. I don't know. Go ahead.
yeah, he was using ChatGPT, and then he was creating these prompts, and those prompts, like you mentioned, Jeff, he would basically save those, and then as you mentioned, he's going in on Mondays and saying, well, what are people searching for? Tell me the top 10 things with respect to real estate, and that way he can kind of craft what he's going to come up with for social media based on that. And so it was, I mean, it was just so much information.
Yeah.
I literally took notes, and I'm going to go back to him and just say, okay, I'm just going to set aside half a day and just try to put this into practice because there was a lot there.
Yeah. It was excellent.
Is that available right now, Jeff, on the YouTube channel
Yeah.
or on the Zoom? I get the
You
Freedom
could
Team.
go into the Zoom account and download it.
Okay, cool.
Whatever. Andy will have it up. He said it'll be up sometime this week. I know he's just slammed right now with stuff, so he said
Yeah,
it may be by tomorrow, but it might not be till a little later in the week too. So
cool.
And that was the AI that you guys provide as a Freedom Team, yeah?
Well, it was
Yeah.
that we bring Nick in to do training every month,
Mm-hmm.
for AI, but the AI itself is not provided by Freedom Team
No, no,
Lead.
no, no, no. I know. No, it's because I got another class from AI, but from EXP, and
Right.
was unbelievable, like
Yeah, no.
amazing.
And I don't know if you
And
know that, Jason, too, just so you know, because you can get in here if you go to EXP University.
Okay.
yeah,
Just
and
just to hit this for all you guys.
Ryan is taking a 10, or right now, I think she's taking a class with him that is a paid class.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
taking that class because she wants the dots, the bots, that I don't remember the name of
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
this is free. This doesn't cost anything. EXP has an 8-part course, 9-part course on AI
yeah, yeah. That's brutal. The good. Yeah.
that they offer. Whatever. And
Mhm.
again, once you register in, like I signed into it, I registered for it. Whatever. I'm not going to it live. Honestly, it just doesn't work for me usually time wise. But the replay, I could go in and watch the replay now because I signed into it. I just got
Uh-huh.
access now to the replays, and so
Oh, yeah. I just watched the one this week, and it blew my mind how people now search, and how that you can talk with you, how to find the searchers so they recognize the way that you talk. So let's say you don't, when people are searching now, they're using their phone, and there's who's the best agent. But if you write, you will put in a different way. So he give us all the prompts on how that people ask, and to create all these blogs. So it responds to the question that the people are asking on their phones.
yeah.
That's amazing.
And I noticed, Jeff, if you can pull that back up, Jason, you were trying to decide on what CRM. It looked like that middle one was all to do with Bold Trail and AI.
Then right here's Lofty as
Okay,
well.
yeah, both of them. So that might be something for you to go check out, Jason. Maybe if you get a chance to watch those, that might help you make a decision.
Okay. Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you go to EXP University, just right here on the homepage, here's the
Okay.
Fast Cap program. But then they have all these different things. I mean, for teams right here, but this right here, even this icon mastery classes, same kind of thing. I mean, they're phenomenal.
Okay.
The stuff that they're rolling out, these upcoming workshops, playbooks. This one here, December 11th, that was last week. Yeah, so the recording is in there. But these playbooks, go in here, access the playbook, and it's like once you get in here and you're registered, it's like and these are all there's links. Watch the clip here. They're just you can work your way through all these different things, strategies, and all this stuff for your database, adding to your sphere. And just it's phenomenal the stuff that they're rolling out.
And they help you also to upload. I send them all my database, and I send it like three different groups of database, and they upload everything for me.
Right here, search all EXP University content. You can, go in here and search for anything you're looking for. I mean, it's all here. And then on demand, agent compliance, agent essentials, mentor program, winning clients. Let's just say I'm looking to pick up more leads, more business, whatever. Just look in here and it'll just start loading it all up. All these this is more than you'll ever even possibly get to.
Sure.
So good.
Yeah, and don't forget to ask for your package that is free. Also, if you go to one of the tabs, your business cards, they will send you a box with that is for free, with folders, business cards, a mug, and a sticker.
Where do I go to get I guess Kelly will probably
That's
tell me about this within the next hour, I'm sure.
Where
But
is that, Cuddy? Do you know? Is it on the?
it's where it's. I'm trying to go to my computer right now. I was on my car. I was driving. So just give me a second, and I'll find it, and I'll put it on the chat.
Okay, that'd be great.
What is that?
Yes.
What is
It's like
that?
it's like a new it's an agent package. I know that for new EXP agents,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it's a package of stuff.
Yeah, it's a box, really nice. And so let me sign on my computer, and I'll follow up with that.
Yeah, let us know. That'd be good
Thank
to
you.
find.
Hey, Jason,
yeah.
it's Tim Holland. And sorry, I'm driving and my phone won't let me turn my camera on. But I wanted to add, I agree that Bold Trail's probably the way to go just because there's so much more support for it. But I also
Okay.
wanted to tell you, don't feel pressured to choose one, because if you're going to do the funnels, you're going to get another CRM called Go High Level. And you absolutely could do everything in your real estate business in that system, and you wouldn't have to use two different systems. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you. That's what
Good
I'm trying
point.
to avoid is just kind of stacking a bunch of stuff. And at this stage in the game, I'm trying to keep it as just simple as possible. And I've done that on my own in the past, but I'd prefer not to, reinvent the wheel. And I'm sure it's been, it's pretty robust wheel with EXP now.
Absolutely. And Go High Level is probably the most robust and probably I'll go out on a limb and say it's probably the most difficult to learn, but you're going to have to learn it anyway. So once you know
Okay.
it, though, it's easy. It's like anything. You got a learning curve, but it's incredibly powerful.
Okay. Terrific. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where are you driving to, Tim?
Going back to Louisville for Christmas.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
For Christmas? Good. Drive safe.
Will do.
So
Just passing the time, zooming away.
yeah. I hear you. Melanie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Good, good. Is there anything we can help you with in specifically, or you're
No.
listening in? Anything? Yeah.
And then being a fly on the wall.
I hear you. Totally good. You can be that fly. We're happy to have flies on the wall. Leanne, how are you?
Doing good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Is there anything specifically we can help you with while we're in here?
No, I'm just being a fly too.
There you go. Totally good. Good, good. Katya made it home, so she's on her computer. We'll see what she finds here. Peaches, how are you? Can you turn on your mic? Are you able to?
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. Heading out to showings.
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
Good deal.
But
How's
I'm well.
business?
Business is good. I cannot complain. I'm really, really excited for the next couple of months coming up with my buyers. But yeah, everything is good.
Good. You got some people you're working with.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, if you go to build a sign, that is where you can make the marketing pieces, that you can print the marketing pieces. So if you're a new agent, you'll find there's a block there that says, I don't see it now, but it was on the front and it was new agent started kit.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Oh, there it is. It's agent started kit.
Okay.
Here, can you share your screen, Katya, if I let you share your screen?
Yeah.
Go ahead, see if you can share.
So this is build a sign. You can see on the here, expbuildsign.com. And usually it was here where I can see that, but it's here started kit.
Okay.
And so when you order, it's gonna you need to, and it will give you.
What is the domain name, Katya?
Build a sign. So it's one of the squares of the tabs that are on the where you can find in your Okra or that thing.
So, Katya, will you just copy that URL at the top? And then, Jeff, what I'm going to do is take that. I don't think I have that broken out. I have built a sign on the, Road to Freedom map
the one we're putting together. Yeah.
But I will take this and I'll just put new agent kit. I'll put a separate one for that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'll can you copy
Here's the link.
URL?
I'll put the link in. I just went there, Kathy. I've just found. I'll put the link in the chat right here. There's the link.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this box and this is one of the folders.
Okay.
Nice.
And then on my computer is I put the sticker, and then I have a Mac that I have at my office.
And I see down at the bottom of that page, how do I order my complimentary new agent starter kit? So it's got it all in there. That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, do we have this on is this on our Freedom Team website? I wonder.
Stop sharing. Yeah, I went through every single tab on the last month since I joined.
Yeah.
And I have go to all the corners that I could find in EXP.
Yeah.
I already signed for mentorship. I already signed for relocation. I took the classes. Yeah, there's a lot. But if somebody wants to know, I'm more than happy to share.
Cool. Andy, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself. There you go. How are you?
Good. We got townhouse we're trying to sell, and also commercial lot. We had some offers, but didn't meet their business criteria, so it's back in the market.
Yeah, it's funny, this market right now. We got we got a house listed right now that it's been on the market for 2 months. It's had one showing, and that was my wife who showed it. I think we're going to pull it off the market, maybe come back on after the holidays, just let the days on market reset and see what happens with that one. But then we have another one we put on She put it on, I think, Friday, and it's like 600 and some thousand. It's priced well, but we've had 3 or 4 showings, and we have a second showing coming up, I think, today. I mean, so that might be going under contract here this week, possibly. We're hoping. But this market is so weird right now. It's just all over the place, you know. I do think coming into 26, I just get the sense that I think March, April, I think we're really going to start seeing some movement. I don't know Jason, what do you think? I mean, you've been around a long time. I just get that sense. I think people's confidence, if anything, the rates play a part in it, but I just think the confidence of people. I think there's just so much going on. This year has been crazy.
Yeah,
It seems
for
like every
sure.
day here comes some other crazy story that we're just like, what the heck? It's all this stuff going on in
Seriously.
life,
Yeah.
whatever. But I was encouraged by like Black Friday, when record sales, like $8 trillion or something, whatever it was, like records, just I think people's confidence is starting to come back a little bit.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm not sure what the seasonality is of the Springs market, but it seems like up here, what I've noticed over the years is, come the end of January, beginning of February, that's when it takes off.
Starts to go. Yeah.
Yeah, you basically, hold on, and it goes strong through, the beginning of May, and then starts to taper because people are starting to, travel for summer. At least the planners, the ones that have, put it together and they've got the house and they're
Yeah.
they're getting settled for school. But
Yeah.
yeah, how about you? Is there a time frame that you usually notice the Springs market starts?
Well, it's funny because I mean, same kind of thing. I think it starts ramping up come springtime. Now the
Hmm.
one thing for us, and we've talked about this on here before. It's like I learned it earlier on from Craig Proctor. Like I just really start ramping up my marketing come November,
Hmm.
December. Like I double down on everything. We've always had. I always had this thing in my head. I've always had it for years. Like, oh, that week between Christmas and New Year's. Oh, man, just sit back and relax, whatever. And my phone starts ringing on the 26th. Like I remember one year, it was like, oh my goodness. I mean,
Wow.
I was all over the place that week. Just it's all of a sudden like everybody who sat on the sidelines during the month of December, like they just okay, Christmas is over. Let's go look at homes. Like it was
Wow.
time to go. And I think just because I ramped up my marketing, and that's where I tell people like even like that training yesterday with Nick, like it's a great time to just go back, rewatch it,
Hmm.
pause it along the way, go in, play with it, set it up, get that task set up for Monday mornings.
Right.
Get that thing, get all that stuff going, start doing all that kind of stuff. Be more of a presence on social media than ever because most agents pull back. But you got like all
Hmm.
these buyers and sellers, like they're going to be sitting around for a couple weeks off, whatever,
Hmm.
or working only 2 days out of the week, Christmas week, New Year's week, whatever, and they're going to be on social media. And if they find you, it's just a great way to capture some market share.
For sure.
We talk about it in the webinar that we do. Mind share equals market share. Capture their mind share. It's going to lead to that market share. And right now is a great time to do that. And whatever. So there's so many things like taking yesterday's training, some of these other things we're doing, and kick it in.
Hmm.
You got the funnels. Kick on your ads. Let them run through the holidays. Whatever. Because you have people they're on social. They're sitting around and they're on their computers. They're on social media. You
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
It's a great time to capture some of that stuff. So January and February could really start kicking in, I think, for a lot of us. So
Definitely.
nobody
Are
has
you
the
doing
crystal.
any traveling for the holidays?
No, we're here.
Okay.
Yeah, we got family coming in. We're just gonna be here. What else is going on? What else do we want to talk about? Kathy, can I help you with anything in your business? Do you need help with How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I need help, but I think I'm good with business dear.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh man. It's been busy. Can I ask, does anybody know anybody? I don't know if any of you guys know anybody in EXP who focuses on seniors and all the stuff going on with seniors. Like I got a guy, I was on a Zoom meeting right before this with a guy who he's at Keller Williams. He's looking to move over here, but his big thing is he's trying to find some people that are doing what he wants to do. The last year or so, he's really focused on like that whole process with seniors. I mean, everything from selling their current house to helping them get into
I've
senior
got a
living
guy,
and just
Jeff,
different
that
things
does
like.
that here.
Do
There's
you?
a guy here that does that. That's on Mickey Duncan's team, and his name's Cliff. I can send you his
If you could
number.
give me his info, I'd love to reach out to him and talk because I'd love to connect them. It might be something where, again, whether this guy moves over or not, I'd love to. Really good guy. He's in New Jersey, but he's kind of got a whole thing going. We were talking about the funnels. I don't know that I don't think we have a funnel necessarily specific to that, but
There's a 55 plus community funnel.
yeah, yeah. And that is something going on where he lives. Have you ever looked into that funnel, Tim?
I've not.
Yeah,
I think it's a nice little niche market, though.
yeah. I love working with those people. I mean, over the years when I've worked with some of those people, they're some of the easiest people to work with. I mean, they're usually, most of the time, I mean, they own the house, like the home they own. Sometimes they own it outright. It's an easy sell in that sense. They got room, they're just looking to downsize or whatever. But he's got a whole thing going. I talked to him about even doing kind of like how we're doing with, like he had a call yesterday from a lady in California who found him, and her brother, who is older, lives there in New Jersey, and she's out there, he's there, she's trying to help him get things figured out. He wants to sell his home and needs to get into like assisted living. And he can help with that whole process. But I said, like, even to run an ad and bring people into like a webinar or a seminar that you do where you're just teaching this. Maybe you focus on, like, again, the adult kids, or you focus even on some of these people who are looking for that, like ways you could do it to build up that database of people to help them, through this whole process. Like that's kind of where he wants to focus. So we were just talking about even how to use the funnels for it a little bit, but I'd love to connect him with somebody that's like actively doing it. I got your text, Kathy. Was that him that you sent me? Okay.
Yeah, I'd give him a call first before you.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, for sure. I'll talk to him just to see. But
Yeah, I relocate older lady. She was in Illinois and she came to Castle Rock. And what we did was reverse mortgage. So if the guys that do reverse mortgage, they have all the tools that you need
right.
for that people for that age. And they are the ones that has the more equity in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones.
I'll dig into a little bit deeper, see where we go.
I might need to drop early because I'm taking a contract class. That is today.
Yeah, no worries. I was telling everybody before everybody got on, I got a class I got to take today. 12 noon, I got a class.
The mentor one?
For 3 hours.
Oh, you are doing your update. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it in January.
I know. I should have.
Now you
I
need
was
to
gonna
take it in
say, are
January.
you doing your CE credits?
Yes. I got one more to take.
Wait until the last minute.
That doesn't
Slide
make
What do you mean?
sense.
I got 14 days. Early.
2 weeks.
And nothing is relevant now. Anything that you're going to learn there is not relevant.
I know. But yep, that's where I'm at. So I got one class to take. I'll get that one done today, and then I'm done. Anything
Jeff,
else, guys, we want to talk about? Yeah.
On your listing that's not showing or not selling, I got several opinions on that. In my market, we've got a DOM and we've got a CDOM, and the CDOM won't restart unless you're off the market for 90 days. I typically, however, don't take a property off during the holidays because you lose the opportunity to sell to the relocation buyer. And you're in a market where there's a lot of relocation like I am, and there's a lot of employers that get their budget for next year and they start shipping people around the country, and most of that activity goes on between right after Christmas to about January 15th. If you're not on the market, you lose the opportunity to sell to the reload buyer. Just one thought I have. So
No, that's a great point. It's a really good point.
We work so hard to get listings. You hate to give it up because also, your seller can change their mind. We're just going to leave it off the market, or they're going to try another agent. There's a lot of risk in doing that, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you do you know your market way better than I do.
No, it's a great point.
Just a few thoughts I had on that.
Yeah, it's a great point. I'll talk to Lane about it. She knows more about it than I do as far as with these people. But no, it's a great point. We typically don't.
Well, and to Tim's point, just really for everybody else, if I do that, if I'm pulling a house off and I'm going to let it set for 5 days to let it reset or however many days, I always get a new listing agreement signed before I have them sign the paperwork to withdraw that, so that I'm covered there. Because one thing that does happen if anyone's new on here, is when you pull a home off the market, like that's what some agents' marketing plan is to call all the expireds, all the withdrawns, right? And so I always forewarn my client when I'm pulling a house off the market and doing that, like, don't even answer your phone if you don't recognize the number for the next 2 or 3 mornings, because a ton of agents are going to call you, looking to relist. Why did you pull it off? Or if you could get the right price, would you get it? Would you sell it today? They're going to come with all their scripts, and, that's just what they do for their prospecting. So I sort of give my seller, the whole lowdown on that. But as I said, I get the new listing agreement signed before I even have them sign the withdrawal.
Right.
And if your objective is a DOM reset, you can cancel the listing and immediately relist it at a slightly reduced price, or even at the same price, depending on how your MLS handles days on market.
Right.
I know it cannot be the same agent on the,
That varies MLS by
Yeah,
MLS.
in
right.
Colorado, at least we can't.
Jeff,
I
is
can
it a
cancel-
vacant house, or is it is it somebody still living there?
They still live there.
And does it show well online? Like, I mean, is it decorated nice?
I honestly don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
Lane's handling it, so I don't even know.
Well, I may have told y'all my story. Like, I had this listing in a really pretty affluent and pretty desirable area here in Middleton, in Nashville area, outside Nashville, and had this listing, and it was on the low end of the pricing in that area. And but we were in line with what it was worth. But anyway, I had traffic, but it just would not sell. And it was a little dingy. It was just lived in comfortably, right? Their decor was fine, but they sort of had gray walls. They had a gray couch, so it kind of made it dingy. There wasn't a lot of lighting in the living room. And I tried to get them to stage. They were moving. They had bought another house, and they were slowly moving out. And so they just wouldn't fork up the money, because I usually have my clients pay for that. And long story, 5 months into the listing, it's about to expire in another month. I just look, guys, because for me, I'm like, if it expires and they choose to go to another agent after 6 months of being on the market, I gain nothing. So I got my stager to, come down on the price just a little from what she normally does. It was still $4,000, but the house was 635. I said, I'll pay for the staging, right? If you guys will get the rest of the stuff out, I'm going to pay. It'll make a difference, I promise, in how, the feedback and everything. And because one of the things was people didn't like the cut through road. We got it staged. They agreed to that, got the rest of the stuff out, got it staged, had 2 contracts in 2 weeks. The road became a 0 feedback. We didn't hear it one time in those 2 weeks with showings. And so anyway, I told my clients, I said, and here's the other deal. We were going to lower the price all the way down to $600 too, because they were really wanting to get sold at this point. They'd bought $1 million house, 5 months earlier. And after we got staged, it looked so doggone good. I was like, look, we're going to keep the price at $625 instead of going to $600. And I said, let's give it 2 weeks and see, and then we can always go down. But, it looks so good. I think we can, get closer to $625. So we left it there. And then when all that was happening, we were negotiating. I asked my client, I was like, I'd paid the deposit of $2,000. I said, so if we can sell it over 600 where we were going to lower it to, will you pay the other 2,000 at closing? And he was like, we can get it over 610. I'll do that. So we sold it for full price. What that was, we sold it for full price. And so he paid the other 2,000 at the end of the day for the staging. So it was funny. I talked to him one day on the phone, and I was like, I hope you become a fan of staging now. And he just laughed. He wouldn't even say anything. And then a few days later, I was talking to the wife. I said, yeah, I told Jonathan, I hope y'all became she said, what did he say? And I said, he just laughed, and she just laughed too. She was like, well, hopefully we don't have to find out again. So anyway, meaning they don't ever plan on moving, but all that to say, and that was just a story around, like, in this market, like, the house has to be the shiniest house on the market. It's got to be the shiniest house. It's got to be, to me, decked out. If there's any other houses, and there weren't a ton of houses, in our competition, but still, it made such a huge difference. And we ultimately sold it for way more than what we were going to reduce the price to. Right. So,
Kathy,
one of the things that's been happening here, I saw this on Facebook this morning, and I've heard this the last couple of years. I've had to deal with this one time, like squatters with vacant houses.
Oh shoot, we haven't really seen much of that yet.
I saw this morning, there was a guy here, he literally had the house was vacant, hadn't had showings for a few weeks. All of a sudden there's a showing, and what is this? Like the lock had been changed.
Oh my gosh.
I changed the lock.
Oh my
They
gosh.
couldn't get in the house. And whatever. I mean, and I get like the house was just trash, but the guy was living in there.
And in some states, like, there's squatter rights and all
That's
kinds
exactly
of
what's happening. They're battling.
We don't
him
have
out
that
now.
here. I don't
can't
think.
get him out. He's in there.
So ridiculous.
Colorado, I'm just telling you, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had this happen one time. In fact, we went on vacation in Ireland. Way back. It's been 10, 12 years ago. Probably went to Ireland with our kids it was in November. And one of my agents on my team was handling our business while we were gone. And we came back, and I remember just catching up with him on the business. He's like, I thought that one house out there in Miami, I thought you said that was vacant. I'm like, no, it is vacant. Like, they moved to North Carolina. Like, well, the showing got turned down, but I don't know, something. I don't know, I'm like, what the heck? So I drive out there, and I'm not kidding. I go to the front door. I see the Christmas tree in there set up, all this. I'm like, what's going on? Whatever. And these people come to the door. I'm like, who are you? Like, my sign was gone. I'm like, who are you guys? Like, what's going on? Called the owners. The owners like, what? What are you talking about? Like, no, like, I'm like, did something happen? Like, it was a dentist and his family. They went out, they looked at the house with an agent, and somehow I think we kind of learned this. Like, they had the garage door code to get in.
Yeah.
He was on there. And they watched when he punched in the number. They went back later, punched in the number, and moved in.
Oh my God.
Bedrooms, everything. They lived there for like 3 or 4 months before we could get them out. Channel 11 News came out to do this whole story. They ran it the night of the Super Bowl, like, because that was all during the Super Bowl, like the local commercials and stuff. Tonight at 10. After the game. You won't believe what's going on with this house in Monument. It was just like, and this is like a golf course community, $1 million home. These people, Dennis and his family,
people are so dang bold.
It took 5 months to get him out, 4 or 5 months.
Wow, that's unreal.
What a freaking nightmare. Oh my God.
Jason, did you have a question a second ago?
No, I was just gonna comment on staging, and yeah, I totally agree with it being so relevant in this market. You have to, I find a lot of traction with sellers if I can just let them know up front that that's probably the best place that they can spend money. Just to plan on it. Have the dollar amount, have the companies that you have in place that you can count on, and just let them know you're going to get that money back, and exponentially. I mean, it's just a fantastic way to go.
Yep. Yep. I mean, and this, we went for, so many years last, 21, 20, 21, too. We didn't have to, you put it up and the house to sell. Well, now we're back to pre-2020 days there. You got to be priced right. You got to be, the nicest one on the market. You've got to have all the things going for it to be, the ones that buyers choose first.
You would, I'm sure, say the same thing about just getting everything upgraded to spec where it is today. So, because I just know when I sold one of my houses years ago, the guy convinced me to spend about 12 to 13 to upgrade everything. And he said I'd probably turn around and get double that. I did. I got like an extra 27,000 by spending 12 to 13, which blew me away, but just upgrading everything. So same holds here. Same holds true. Do all of that, staging, everything. So you need to really educate the client on the front end. If you're going to make this thing move, here's all the things you need to do and just be prepared for.
Well, this particular same house, and I'd forgotten about this before we listed it. Like their bathroom was not like the house was built in the 90s. They hadn't done anything to it. And their bathroom just was not good. And long story, I had him like they gutted the whole bathroom. They paid to gut the whole bathroom. I don't know if they got their money, but they ultimately did, because if they hadn't have done that, it would have sold for even less. But it's hard to know. Like, we ended up lowering our price, obviously, over the 5 months from where we had started and where, I thought we could get. But, hindsight, I should have just chosen to pay for staging on the front end, probably, which I just don't ever do. And I never thought that it would sit there for 5 months. Right. It's too desirable of an area. And it like houses over there go for, $1 million, a lot of them in that little town. And so, we're in the 600. So I was like, people want to be in this town. Like this is the low end of this area. So I thought all those things going for it, would make a difference. But anyway. So yeah, to that point, I'd had him probably spend 15, 16,000 on gutting and redoing the entire bathroom. And I had him do it all in white, everything white, a little bit of grays, had the quartz counter, I think, in the bathroom, had the tiled shower that was all white with some gray in it. And she's like, I absolutely hate this. Like it was so not their style, And she goes, I just keep telling myself, I'm not living here. I'm not living here. I'm not living here. And she said they never did use, I didn't know this till they sold. She goes, we never did use that shower. She said, we just used the second bathroom, after we did, we just decided, well, we're not going to use it now because they were putting it on the market right away. But anyway, it's just funny, people's taste. I was like, white is everything that's in right now. Like we got to go white, and light, grays, a little bit of gray in it, whatever. Yeah. But she absolutely hated it, and it looked fantastic. Like it looked amazing. So, but funny.
Yeah. Good deal. Anything else, guys? Want to talk about? Need to talk about? Questions, thoughts?
And we can get going early so Jeff can study before his class.
Yeah. Yeah. I do have a lot. I got a lot of calls to make between now. I got a Zoom meeting at 11 my time. We got an hour. So.
And we're still doing the happy hour this Thursday night?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
7 o'clock Eastern.
6 Central. Yep. 6 Central.
7 Eastern, 6 Central. Come join us. We'll just hang out. We won't talk real estate. We'll talk all kinds of.
Last time we did that, it was really fun. Like we talked about movies. It was non-real estate stuff. It was just hanging out, getting to know each other.
Best concerts you'd ever been to? Who were the top bands?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So, it'll be good to hang out with everybody. We'll do that tomorrow night. So
yeah,
cool. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up. I'll go study.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.